My name is Anish Chandak, and I'm an independent financial consultant. Let's talk about the difference between buying or leasing a car. The first thing to think about, whether you want to buy or lease a car, is how much money you want to put down up front for getting this car. If you want to buy a car, just expect that you're going to be having to put down a lot more money up front versus if you are choosing to lease a car, because that's basically a rental that you're choosing to have over a period of time, there may not be as large of an upfront cost associated with it. So if you really think about your financial position and how much money you have available to you to be able to spend on purchasing a vehicle, that may dictate whether it makes more sense for you to buy a car or lease a car. Another thing that you might want to think about are if there's any deals or incentives that a dealership might be offering. Maybe they're offering a deal that's lower on the overall payment of the car, depending on how much upfront money you are able to put down. Maybe they have certain leasing specials that you want to take advantage of, zero money down or very, very low APR and interest rates. So those might be some things that you might want to consider as you think about buying a car or leasing a car. A third consideration you might want to take into account is overall what you're willing to pay on a monthly basis for your vehicle. If you choose to buy a car and put down a good amount of money up front, that may lower your overall month to month payment and maybe gives you more free income to spend on other things. But then if you are choosing to lease your vehicle, just know that you are going to have a guaranteed monthly expense related to your car payment. If you know that you have a stable income or a stable paycheck coming in and you know you can attribute a portion of that to your car payment, that might be something that helps you as you think about leasing a vehicle versus buying. But overall, it's really good to consider what your month to month cash flow is going to look like. Don't buy or try to lease a car that you can't afford. It's not worth it. You can get into very large debt problems. And ultimately, you want to find a vehicle that's within reason and also within your financial abilities that you know you're going to be having on a consistent month to month basis. Another thing to consider are mileage limits. When you have your own vehicle, you can drive as little or as much as you want on that vehicle. However, when you have a leased vehicle, there are limits to how much you're able to drive on that vehicle throughout the period of your lease. If you go over the mileage limit, that may lead to additional fees, additional penalties that would come with additional financial burdens. Be mindful of how much you think you're going to be driving so that you know that you're not going over those mileage limits throughout the period of your lease. Maybe you're, say, an Uber driver or a Lyft driver. It may make more sense for you to own a vehicle if you know that you can't stay within your mileage limits, because that might lead to exorbitant fees if you do choose to lease. And then the final consideration set is, how often do you want a new car? And there's no right answer to this. If you're someone who likes being in the newest car, likes having a changeover in your type of car that you're driving, then leasing might make a better option for you because you have the ability to switch in and out of vehicles on a more regular basis. Or if you're someone who doesn't really mind the car that they have or fine driving that for an extended period of time, then buying would give you that stability because you know that that car is going to be yours for however long you choose to keep it.